Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 20th anniversary game of splendiferousness, ridiculous, kind of just weirdness. It's going to be a little bit of mishmash of everything. So we're playing with the Everything World of Darkness 20th anniversary because I was like, hey, everybody, do we want to play a 20th anniversary game? And they were like, yes, we want to play everything. So here we are. Let's do some quick intros around the table and see who's playing what. So let's start with Zach.
Hi, everybody. I'm Zachary Vaudo. Any pronouns are fine with me so long as they're not derogatory. Tonight, though, I am playing the New World Order agent that, if you watched our mage game, you met briefly. Guy.
It's the
Just
same.
Guy.
It's the same guy.
Same guy.
Same guy. This is gonna be so punnerific. It'll be great. Next up, Abby.
Yeah, I'm Abby, and tonight I'll be taking on the role of one Sabrina Lee Moore, a Wildler satyr who is the head of a sorority, Delta Alpha Palpha Pi. Numbers, letters, words. She's just here for the booze.
This is gonna be a great game. I can already tell. And Jamar.
I'm Jamar, and I'll be playing Casimir, the vampire of the group. A Tremere who's not, he's not on good terms with the whole pyramid or with anybody. It's fine. It's fine. He has thoughts about how we conduct magic here.
There's definitely going to be thoughts and discussions. And rounding out the 20th anniversary everything party, Brennan.
Hi, that's me. I'm Brennan. Normally, I'm a dad, but today I'm a spider mom because I'm an Ananasi were spider named Nuffet.
Oh man, I just noticed Jamar doing the Spider-Man thing too.
Spider mom.
Spider Mom. So now that you see that what I'm working with, because some of these games I don't even know, so I'm going to be relying mostly on the players to help me out with those specific splats. Looking at you, Changeling. No, I'm kidding. She knows the system way better than I do. All right, so this particular game is going to be starting off in the exterior of the building is kind of plain, kind of nondescript. Nobody would be able to tell what is actually inside this particular building if they were to walk by it. People generally ignore the building and just keep walking on by. There doesn't even seem, if somebody was to have a private investigator check out this building, nobody would seem to be going in and out of this building really at all. But the interior of the building is extremely clean. It's kind of like an Apple store with white walls, polish, and kind of looks like they're almost made of glass. And in one of the areas in this building, one of the rooms, there is someone at a desk. And it is our guy, who's been not necessarily, I don't want to use the term shelved. Let's just put on desk duty. Guy, what's going on? Why were you put on desk duty?
Guy's form has been heavily redacted, even within the company itself. Guy was an operative, colloquially known as the Black Suits. He was a boots on the ground shock troop sort of deal of dealing with deviancy out in the world. Due to alleged insubordination and choosing tasks outside of the parameters of the division, in particular assisting elements of the traditions. I should be nicer about what I call them. He was put on desk duty and reassigned from the operatives to the Watchers, who are the colloquial gray suits. They let him keep the black suit at least, but now Guy is mostly working, reinforcing the paradigm, influencing what the masses see and hear, tapping into the media.
You've been at this. You've been on desk duty for a while now. It's almost like you've lost track of time. And someone comes in to your office. They do the traditional like knock knock thing, but they're gonna come in anyway because it's one of your superiors. This is Anthony. Anthony comes in. Guy, what are you working on right now?
We are currently adjusting the Nielsen ratings, trying to push out some of the more fantasies inclined ones. That vampire show is getting people a little bit too interested in what it might be like to be a vampire. So we're trying to substitute it with one of the more family sitcoms instead.
Yeah. We should. I don't know. We should probably have something happen to make sure that they cancel that Kindred the Embrace thing.
I think we can probably arrange that.
So there's a bit of a special project that I would like for you to work on. Not necessarily me that I would like. You're not my first pick. Somebody above me decided to push through a little bit of paperwork. We need to get you to put together a team.
What is the function of the team for this?
There's a bit of a vampire problem. Speaking of Kindred the Embraced.
That is why we're trying to change up the ratings.
They're what I believe is referred to as anarchs.
Disruptors.
Yes.
All right. How do we want to do this? Do you want a typical cadre of field reporters to pull in some of the operatives for this?
No. This one is a little less officially on the books, if you catch my meaning.
Anthony, if I may be so bold, what exactly about a few upstart anarchs of the vampiric persuasion causes us to break protocol?
They are disseminating something, and they're using their blood in order to do it, to help facilitate it. And unfortunately, this particular, I want to say, concoction allows sleepers to see things.
You're worried about exposure then?
Yes.
Got it. Well, if I'm not going to be using company men, who exactly am I putting together?
We have an extensive list of potential people who might help, I suppose.
Are we talking sleepers?
No.
Then who are we talking?
We're talking a team of, let's just say, people with exceptional skills.
There's a small vein that pulses on the side of Guy's temple, but he maintains calmness. And he goes, "Sir, are you asking me to pose a team of deviants to address this problem?
Yes. It's part of the upper management's thing. If we have the deviants take care of other deviants, it's less of a problem for us in the long run.
And I imagine if this concoction is causing sleepers to see through the cloud, so to speak, it'd be easier to dismiss if it's a handful of oddities rather than a full government sweep.
Yes. If it kind of looks more government sweep, it tends to, we've found specifically in Chicago, New Orleans, if it's full government sweep, it tends to heighten their paranoia.
They think we have something to hide.
Tends to go, yes, more conspiracy theories pop up, and it's just more paperwork in the back end for us, really. Now, I don't mind paperwork, mind you, but there comes a point.
All right. Well, if the tower is interested in putting together a team of misfits and having me lead it, I'm more than happy to step off of desk duty for a bit. Do we have the dossiers for them?
If you check your computer, there will be a file folder that has already been uploaded to your personal terminal.
Click on it and you'll watch the screen just kind of 1/5, 2/5, 3/5 lag, 5/5 as it finally loads.
Even the technocracy is slow computers, folks.
They were still ahead of the curve. These are... Are you serious?
We're not kidding. Have you ever known an order from on high to be jovial?
Not particularly.
Hmm.
One can hope.
So yeah, if you go and take care of that, that'd be great. Okay.
I'll get it done, sir.
And as a bonus, depending on how good this is, you might be able to keep the team together and remove the shackles of the cubicle, let's say, more often than not.
You're talking about putting me back as operative with the special team.
If things turn out well.
It's enticing. I'll see how they work.
I'll leave you to that then. And then the door closes.
Guy is extraordinarily skeptical about this, mostly because he very intentionally was putting the words forward to see how much was going to be agreed with. So he's like, so in Guy's mind, there must be more to this. This almost feels like a setup to a fall for him.
What?
But
the technocracy would never.
Never. But nevertheless, it has the one catch of if he succeeds, they can't really do anything about that. It only fails if he fails. So we'll start opening up these files on this first 3 that have been uploaded to his desktop.
Let's go with the first roll. Let's do maybe like a wits and technology roll.
Since we're in 20th edition, can I turn that to wits and computer?
Yes.
All
right. 20th. Got it. Different character sheets. What the?
Because there was a difference back then between technology and computer. What's the difficulty level?
Oh yeah, there's the adjustable difficulty levels too. Let's just go with 6 for this one.
All right. I have
Totally forgot
three
about that.
successes and 8, and 8, and a 7.
There's a lot of files that you just opened. Basically, probably about 40 or 50 different like profiles of different characters and people. There's like some Tremere in Atlanta. There's like just weird stuff, but you seem to narrow it down to the 3 top potential candidates.
Right.
There's
I'm
a
going with proximity to the location. I'm
Yeah.
eliminating ones that seem like they would be likely for things to go completely sideways.
Yeah. So it would be Sabrina, Casimir, and Muffet.
All right. I'll look over the files, get a bead on where to find each of these 3. And I am going to just go down the list in the order that you said it to go acquire people. I'm going to swing by Q Division first just to pick up a couple of requisitions.
What requisitions would you be looking for? And this
Well, if I
probably takes about 12 hours of paperwork, just so we know.
Well, if I'm being put back on field work, I need my weapons back. Weapons I have listed here are the Biggs X5 Model R Protector revolver. That's a revolver that it loads whatever ammo you've put into it. It automatically loads it to the chamber on cue, and a shape charged sidearm that is just a column of air sort of blast. It's a forces based weapon. And a wonder that I have on call, which is an access card, blank ID card. It changes to match the location required of notable rank. It has 3 charges.
Okay. Sign here.
Mm-hmm. It's just guy.
Initial here. Yeah. I'll have to fax this up to the thing to, yeah. So about
Absolutely.
3 hours later, you get all the things and you can load them wherever you need to load them. Sabrina,
All jacket sized.
Yeah, where would you be located for Sabrina? Abby, that's you.
Sorry there. Look, Sabrina's also pretty hungover. She's in a motel, probably just off the edge of whatever major street Guy is closest to. One of her sorority sisters just had her 21st. They've been doing a road trip all across the country. It's nothing fancy.
So that would be your first destination, Guy.
Fantastic. If it's not too terribly far away, I'm just going to walk right over there.
Okay.
I found that the easiest thing to do, especially in the position I'm in, is just continue to walk right to where I need to go. When you look like you belong in an official capacity, there's not a lot of questions,
They're generally
especially a
right now.
hotel. So I will walk all the way there. And did the dossier have the room number that Sabrina is in?
One of the things that you probably would have also been sent along with is a kind of like it's like a little compass type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah. And it would show like kind of where specifically you would have to go. There's like a little map readout that's on there.
That makes sense. So I'll just track it, and just walking up the stairs until I get to the.
It's one of those motels where it's like the stairs are on the outside and you just walk up to the second floor. It's not exactly the. It's pretty much the best thing that you could do in short notice for a 21st birthday party.
Absolutely. So I'll head right up to that particular location that I am compassed to, and I will knock on the door not particularly loud banging, but it's a sharp 2-3 rap so that it's known that there's a knocking on the door.
Sabrina, from the bathtub where you happen to be, there's a knock at the door.
Um, oh my God. Already? I thought like you paid. Where the fuck is he? Oh, whatever. And I'll clap my way out of the bathtub, look around. It's a mess, of course. I don't know what we did last night, but it involved a lot,
One of the
a lot of
one
fireballs.
of the end tables is like glued to the ceiling. You're not sure how.
I might have done that. Chicanery is a real tricky art. But I'll stumble my way to the door and just open it up. If this is about the tab, it's already been paid. Oh, wow. You're like, hi.
Miss Sabrina Lee Moore?
How do you know my name? Are you like an FBI agent? That's kind of hot.
Something like that. My name is Guy.
Just Guy? Well, I
Just
mean,
Guy.
I guess I'm not gonna forget it. Just Guy. Like, you know
Just Guy.
me, but what are you doing here? Like, I don't usually drink in the morning, but you know, it's Sabrina. No, it's my birthday. It's my friend Tiffany's birthday. She's 21. So like my ID's legal and stuff. So like, do
I'm
you need
not
to check my
here.
ID?
I'm not here about any potential underage drinking or anything of the sort. You're completely fine in that category, Miss Moore.
Okay, so like, what are you here for then?
I'm here for a different matter. Your name came across my desk, and I think that we need to talk. And storyteller, I'm going to run my finger along the leg of the sunglasses. They're a low level wonder true shades.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do an Arate roll to see if I can see what Sabrina actually is. Cut through the dreaming.
Okay, give me a roll.
Right, I have an
Because right now, all you
Arate.
see is a bleach blonde sorority girl. Very
Exactly.
drunk.
Exactly, and I have a file on what you are, but it's one of those I need to see it things. All right, I'm using technology, which that's in my paradigm. I'm using tools.
Yep.
I'm using a personalized tool. Also,
Drops
it has
down the
its own.
difficulty. Yeah.
Yeah, it has its own base. I got a 9 and an 8, so that's
Yeah,
two
that's
successes.
That's
on this,
enough. Yeah.
and in a coincidental fashion. So, Sabrina, what do I see?
Instead of a bleach blonde babe from Orange County, you see a hairy goat woman, brunette, tanned skin, freckly, curling pair of ram's horns. She looks like she's straight out of one of Pan's parties. Still just as drunk, of course.
Of course. And so Guy finishes the sentence, looks and says, "I like the horns. They suit you."
Oh my God. Were you that troll I hooked up with in Miami City? Oh my
Far,
God.
far from
You
it.
came all this way?
Far from it, unfortunately. I have been tasked with assigning you to a project. We have a bit
The
of an issue
semester's
in the
over,
city.
though.
Oh, sorry, not a school project. Let me be a bit more blunt. I'm going to take a look over Sabrina's shoulder, just make sure that if anybody else that might be in the room is passed out or
Oh,
the room
yeah.
is empty, and I'll pivot and say, "I represent the Technocratic Union, and I've been tasked with assembling a small cadre of unique individuals for an assignment for the betterment of the city. Your name came up across my desk."
I'm Serena is thinking. She leans up against the door, looks at a few stains on her shirt. Oh yeah, I did. Oh my God. I gave a lap dance to one of your guys before. That's probably why. I don't think I would be good for this mission though. Let's be so real about this, because like if I did go with you, I'd have to elect another sister to lead the party while we're gone. And you know, that's a big deal, especially, you know, since it's Tiffany's 21st and you really only have one 21st in your whole life. So like I mean, like I'm down to like hook up, but like that's gonna have to be at least at noon because we have to have our girl talk first.
Miss Moore, I actually believe that you are uniquely qualified for this particular mission. group that we are dealing with is of a less glamorous persuasion, we'll say it, which means that they would be entirely unprepared for your particular level of skills.
Just eyes glancing to where the nightstand is chicanery to the wall.
Mhm.
I guess, like, yeah, I can do a few things, but like, okay. First, am I getting paid for this?
We can arrange that with upper brass, yes.
Okay, good, because gas is like killer nowadays. Secondly, I have to go talk with my girls. I have to elect a leader in my absence. It's very important. I'm leading president of Delta Alpha 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 Delta Phi. So we take this really seriously. You understand it. I mean, like mages, if you think about it, like that's a big sorority. All right,
Mm,
I'll go
we-
get dressed and be back with you, Mr. Guy.
We prefer a different term. Miss Moore, you can take time that you need. I have a couple of other people I need to bring in. Why don't you meet me? Do you have a phone?
Ah, let me. I'm just putting on another dress. Something else. Yeah. Yeah. Here's my number.
Excellent, thank you. And immediately on your phone, like a text message just pops up with the address of a coffee shop. Why don't you meet me here in about 3 hours is probably enough time for you to finish up the things that you said, right?
Um, you know, I think I can manage that.
That'd be wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and gather the other people that you'll be working with. Please meet me there in 3 hours. And Miss Moore, I strongly encourage you to please meet me there. As enticing as I'm sure it will sound, you don't want me coming to find you again.
I mean, when you put it like that, I guess I really like a man in uniform, whatever. All right, I'll see you soon, Mr. Dude.
Mr. Guy, thank you for your cooperation.
Door slam.
And just make a marking on my list, making sure that I have a tracker on her, because if she decides to book it, I'm going to have to employ less preferable methods.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're acting like I'm so untrustworthy.
Next up on the list on the tracker is Casimir. Casimir, where would you be on the average kind of day/night? This is probably early evening. You're muted.
I knew that. Before I start, what city are we in?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Just random city. Yeah.
Yeah, that works. On a given evening, Casimir is tending to his garden. Now his garden has one fairly large tree, um, and it's a decent amount of land, especially for living in the city. It is an irk of his to live in the city, but
Okay.
he must. Um, and so he brings the wilds to him in his own way. And at this early evening, it's still a little too bright to hunt. It's not really the moment for that. So, uh, I just need to make sure that my flowers get enough, dark time. Because, that's actually how plants, all their growth happens. It's more important how much darkness time they get
Yeah.
versus how much light time they get. So, um, it's but the garden encompasses like the entire surrounding, and he can probably be near the front of the property.
Okay.
Could you pronounce your last name for me?
It's Gavon.
Gavon. Then about 40 minutes after about 40 minutes after meeting with Sabrina, does Casimir have a personal computer?
Uh, Casimir does not.
Okay.
Uh, uh, he does not love technology. He feels like it disrupts how he moves about. He was never very good with it in life, uh, other than for his profession. Um, and now he just doesn't see much of a need.
Fair enough. That so then instead of that, let's say about an hour and a half later. Now we'll split the difference an hour. Uh, Tracking guy walk up to the fence of the yard and look over to Casimir gardening. Excuse me, Mr. Casimir Gavine.
So I have awareness 5.
Hmm?
I know
You
he's
would
a
have seen me coming.
mage.
You would have seen me coming, and if with your previous experience, you like I am stereotypically dressed, so you would know that.
Oh, delightful. Uh, what have I done to have the New World Order disgrace my doorstep today or my fence?
Oh,
He
good.
does
We
not look
can.
at you when he speaks. He is gardening.
Oh, good. We can drop the pretenses. My name is Guy, and I've been given a few dossiers on some people of interest. Nothing negative towards you, though. Nothing to worry about there. People of interest that I wish to speak to about a potential job.
Now, what would I need of a job? And this is the
Oh,
first time he looks at you.
well, it's not so much need as it may be want. I believe that our job in question aligns with a couple of interests of yours.
He gets up, takes off his gloves, and says, "Come to the front. We'll do this over tea."
I will walk around to the front.
Uh, and he takes off his gloves, and I mean he doesn't have a sun hat because he doesn't need it, and so he just kind of saunters over, and you see he begins he puts a kettle on as he lets you inside. Uh, so and he's fussing and getting the like the teapot and the cups and everything as he speaks. So talk. I don't know why he was a New Yorker there for a second. I was in New York for a little while. Don't mind me.
uh,
Making tea over here.
Mr. Gavon, it typically my division doesn't associate with your type of supernatural entity. We don't associate with most types of supernatural entities at all, but yours is a particularly deviant sort against the sleepers of society. But I'm sure that you already know that given your previous experience.
Oh, so you know about that. So you
I
know
do.
that you are coming to somebody who has been forced to put aside sleeper nonsense as my problem.
So you were
Granted, when I was a
the Verbena, weren't you?
I was, I am, in my own way. As frustrating as being dead is, I make do.
You do, but and this is my understanding based off of your dossier, you do still hold a bit of contempt for your position and those that have put you in it.
Contempt is a strong word. They were doing what they know how to do, which is bite people and suck their blood and occasionally turn them into vampires. But yes, I don't love my fellow kindred. No.
And this is why I think that you would be uniquely suited for this task. I feel that it addresses two different parts of things that are ingrained in you. The first part being helping to stop the corruption of society by supernatural means. You are, even though you may not be what you were, you are still a verbena, and you, I imagine, still hold some of those values.
My values have not shifted much, but the sleepers will sleep, even if there are growing and waning interests in the supernatural. You,
They won't
I,
keep sleeping if they are being affected the way that they are. Which leads
this
me to the
hap
second part of this, if you don't mind. I apologize. I'm on a bit of a timetable. The second part of this is that it is a group of vampires that are doing this. And I thought, well, between what I've already said and a chance to stick it to the type of folks that put you in the position that you're in, you might be a bit interested.
I never said I wouldn't do it. I just said, I just mean it better be worth my time. I don't fancy the idea of hanging out with what was already my least favorite kind of mage, and that was before I died.
I assure you that there will not be any more of my kind in this group.
Oh, wait. You know what? Never mind. I'll find out the hard way.
That would be wonderful. Could you please meet me? And I'm just going to, find a pen and paper and write out the address. Could you meet me at this address in about 2 hours?
Uh, yes, I can. Um, you don't mind if I get a dinner before I do that, right?
I would prefer you do that rather than get food at the location.
Okay, that works. Drink your tea, and then you can go.
Thank you very much. And
Eh,
I will drink the tea.
It is not poisoned.
It's
It is just tea.
always
It
good to
does.
establish these things at the beginning of the games,
Oh,
right?
sure.
It is like a specialty blend of tea, because verbena
Mhm.
garden, but it is all non-lethal to mortals.
Magnificent. And after I finish my tea, I will put the cup into the sink and take leave because I have one more to find, and they are probably in the more complicated situation to find than the others.
Speaking of blood sucking characters, Muffet.
Yeah.
Where would Muffet be located? About probably an hour after sunset.
It's probably somewhere downtown where she lives in an abandoned mall. The place that's kind of her haunt is actually like an old Blockbuster, or what would have been a Blockbuster.
Rude. I used to work at Blockbuster. That's
Wait, what year is it?
personal attack. But yeah,
It's
some-
2005.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
2005.
it's dead.
yeah, it's dead. It's gone.
Rest in peace. And if it's about dusk time, then it's probably dinner. So she's probably accompanied by her quaint little family of a Nosferatu vampire eating his rats that have been collected throughout the mall, and her daughter, a little 6-year-old with a bowl of spaghetti.
You know, we really should get bigger rats for this.
I just got what I could find. I apologize.
I mean,
Maybe you could grow bigger rats.
Ooh, that's an idea. Yeah, I can make a spawning pool. That's a great idea.
Maybe a rat farm. Breed the biggest rats.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a. You know what? I'll probably be back in a little bit. I'm just gonna go like in the sewers and see what I can get started.
Or you could try some spaghetti. The spaghetti is good, right, Charlotte?
Yeah, I don't eat pescetti.
Would you like the rats? Oh, I
You,
thought the
you,
girl said she doesn't eat the spaghetti.
no. The Nosferatu was saying he doesn't eat pescetti,
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Have fun in the sewers.
and he like goes to like a little grate that's nearby in the mall that is one of the ones where they like push water when they're doing the big clean, and he like disappears into the grate, and there's no way that he really should be able to fit in there. He just kind of like melds into it.
This
And
is normal.
if you're walking through the mall,
And
then I
Charlotte is
imagine
still eating her spaghetti.
you'll eventually reach the food court where a man in a black suit is sitting at one of the tables reading a newspaper that was in a newspaper stand that was already in here, so it's incredibly outdated already.
There's a sale on a Blockbuster.
Oh, Charlotte, he's dressed very nicely for a homeless person.
I don't know if he's homeless though. Is he?
He's reading an old newspaper. That's abnormal. Homeless behavior.
Maybe he doesn't know it's an old newspaper.
Or maybe he's the government. Should we let him know that we don't pay taxes?
What are taxes?
You'll find out when you're older than me. I don't know. I read about them in the old newspaper.
Like that old newspaper, the one he's reading?
Yeah, there's not very
Wow.
much to read here.
No. Can I get some books?
Why don't you go look for books? I will deal with the homeless person.
Okay.
Have fun. Don't get lost.
She puts down her empty now spaghetti bowl and like skips up the escalator.
Excuse me, well-dressed homeless person. Are you lost?
I'll fold the newspaper back up and put it on the table. And just to confirm, are you in? I don't know what the equivalent of Krenos form is for that, but are you human or are you changed?
Humanoid.
Okay,
But she has sunglasses on because she can't change her eyes.
got it. I'll put the newspaper down and look up and say, forgive my intrusion. I'm actually not homeless, though I am from the government, in a manner of speaking.
Congratulations. Oh, and I'm sorry. I don't pay
Thank you.
taxes.
Oh, don't worry. We're not concerned with that right now.
Good.
You go by the moniker Muffet. Is that correct?
Yes, I read it in a book.
Book about a girl with a spider.
Yes.
How very fitting. And I'll run the finger along the leg, and I'll make that roll again.
Okay.
That is a difficulty. Yeah, lowering the difficulty. So I rolled a 7 and a 6. I think
Yeah, that would
7 is probably good enough. Yeah.
That'd be 2 successes. You can
So
definitely
what do I see?
Yeah, that is an interesting question when you're looking at a were spider. You would probably see that there's definitely like spider aspects to this particular person, but you wouldn't actually see like their true, whatever the Krenos form is called, which I totally forget at the moment. I will look that up later.
And so hand back down. Just go. Very fitting for a woman of your background.
Oh, I'm not sure what you mean. A mother?
You'll forgive me. I'm not entirely familiar with the terminology, but I suppose spider person is the most straightforward.
I believe the term is Ananasi, but I wouldn't know. I don't know any others.
Well, I will make sure to make a record of that. Thank you.
Can I help you? You seem to have been looking for me.
I have, Miss Muffet. I have. Would you like to sit down?
Yes, I'll make myself comfortable. Would you like some dinner? I prepared spaghetti and rats. Which do you prefer?
I've actually already had dinner on my way over here, but I appreciate your offer very much.
Okay, she
Miss
sits down.
Muffet. Miss Muffet, I was tasked with putting together a team of unique individuals, and your name came across my desk among the potential candidates of high regard.
I wonder why that would be. I have no profile outside of this mall.
You have no public profile outside of this mall.
I don't think so. What would send you to look for me? And what could your problems be? Do you need children that need to be raised? I am adept at that.
You are also adept at turning into a very large spider and dismembering people.
I
If I
am
may
a
be so
very
bold.
large spider.
Yes, exactly. Quite frankly speaking, our problems might require that level of involvement.
I see.
Yes.
If I may be so bold as to ask, what is in it for me and my family?
Do you have terms that you wish to discuss?
Yes. My daughter, the one that just went up the escalator looking for books. I fear she might be like you, maybe. She doesn't experience delirium when I change forms.
I will tell you, Miss Muffet, if she is in fact like me, it's a little less mundane than you might think. But how can we help with this?
I just don't know what kind of school she should go to, so I'm looking for recommendations.
We'd be more than happy to set your daughter up with the proper school in our systems.
Great, I'm in.
Wonderful. I didn't even have to tell you about the fact that you'd be killing vampires.
Oh, um, I live with a vampire. Is that a problem?
Not that one.
Okay, I'm not opposed to this. Can you
Wonderful.
also find me a babysitter? He just went into the sewers to look for rats.
Let me make a call. Would you mind? And I'm going to once again put the address on the table in between us.
Yep.
Would you mind meeting me here in about an hour? I'm going to make a call and send somebody in that can assist you in this matter.
Uh, I'm not particularly good with directions, but I have an idea.
Thank you very much. I can write it out a bit more expanded if you wish.
Oh, that would be very helpful.
And I will step by step write instructions on how to get from the mall to the coffee shop with turns, like number of stop signs, etc.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of a map written out. Yeah.
I don't have too much paper, and start pulling like whatever remaining napkins might exist from this food court. And then departing from Muffet, I'm going to put a call back in to headquarters to request somebody low level to do. I'm going to call it field observation without action, because if I just tell them I need a babysitter, they're probably not going to do it. But if I tell them that they need to stake out and observe this area, take note without taking immediate action, that's probably more likely.
I'm willing to bet the technocracy has great babysitting services.
They gotta.
Yeah, they probably have a daycare on site.
So I'll put in for that. I have requisitions 4, which I think should probably net me a pretty decent ability for that.
Yeah.
And
Eventually, somebody will show up.
exactly. And then that's the three that I had on my immediate docket. Small team is probably easy, especially since there are a wide variety and we have to see how they get along. So I'm going to head over to that coffee shop.
All right, let's fast forward it over to the coffee shop, and everybody, kind of arranging, well, not arranging, everybody arriving kind of at the similar time. So when Sabrina, Casimir, and Muffet arrive, Guy would probably be at the back of the coffee shop. It's pretty easy to figure out who Guy is. This is just a standard coffee shop.
I'm going to make another roll really quick, as I am going to.
Sure.
I'm going to put out a small device in the middle of the table. This device is meant to dampen sound beyond a certain radius.
Okay.
In mage terms, I'm using forces 2, but the technocracy doesn't acknowledge it that way. But I'll be using forces 2 via my technology to create a dampening of sound so that beyond about 4 steps from this table, you don't really hear much of what's going on, or it's a very like mumbled, garbled sound.
Yeah, kind of like lowers the sound from that area.
Exactly.
Give me an arete.
Yep, and that is 2/8.
Yeah, it's.
That's 2/8 and a 6, but
It
the
turned
8s are the high ones.
The device turns on. As to whether or not it super worked, yeah, you've done this before. You figure that it's pretty much working.
And so then, yeah, I'll just be sitting at the table, and as you all come in, you'll hear sound from the coffee shop muffle as you get to the table in whatever order you wish to arrive.
The standard
Muffet,
plate
didn't walk in.
I guess I probably look out a window and see Muffet is just standing there.
No, she's nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
But after you left, she turned to spiders and she left a spider on you.
Okay.
Not good at directions.
Understandable. Then I'll just wait for the other two.
Casimir probably got there 15 to 20 minutes early. Saw that he was early, and then immediately left. And then came back on time, because I will not, just in time to see you do your abomination of magic. And he just sits down and goes, "It just ain't right."
It works with the consensus. We
Sabrina.
weren't too difficult. We weren't too different, you and myself, in your mage days. We just took it in different directions.
No offense. I'm sure you're a very nice little white boy, but I come from a tradition that goes back thousands of years, more than thousands of years, passed down through blood, sweat, and tears, and you dabble with toys.
Yes, that's
I mean,
true. The ivory tower did come about in the 1800s, and we utilized the cutting edge of technology and forward thinking for our magic, while you used muds and rocks.
I know you damn well did not say the ivory tower.
Guy,
Different
you hear
ivory
a
tower.
whisper. Guy, you hear a whisper in your ear.
Hmm?
Mr. Guy, is this the vampire that you would like for me to kill?
And answering both of them at the same time, Guy will say, "No."
Okay.
This is going to be a
I
great
will-
time for Sabrina to drunkenly stumble in.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that. Oh my God, there's a dive bar right next. Do you know that? And like, they serve you drinks between guys like packs. It's so great, and honestly, such a great way to combat sexism. Oh, is this the vampire we're supposed to kill?
No.
Can I roll for no if satyr?
Yeah. What's the role for that?
Give me.
All right, so it's going to be against my clarity.
Yeah.
Not clarity. I'm mixing up my slats.
Yep.
My glamour, which is 5. So you've got to beat 5.
I gotta beat 5, and I roll. I'm assuming something in awareness.
Probably wits and awareness. Yeah.
Okay. That is. Where did my sheet go? I have it. I swear. I have it. I swear. I spent so much time making it. That's 10 dice. Got it.
Might be able to do it.
I
right.
just need. Do I need one over? Just at least one of them be over, or do I need 5 successes?
Need 5.
Yeah, you need 5 successes. So meets it, beats it.
And success is anything over 6, right?
Yay! Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
1,
standard
2,
level.
3, 4. Oh my God, did I only get 4? One of them's a 10 though.
Reroll the 10.
Is that a reroll?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll it. That's a 5.
So yeah, I think you only got 4 then.
Yeah, I think it's only 4. You brought a sorority girl. I know there's something off about her, but I don't think I know that she's a fae of any kind. I know she just ain't right.
Yeah,
You
so
brought a strange sorority girl.
she
Okay,
has
firstly,
ta-
that's the Alpha Alpha Delta Phi president. So, like, let's be polite here.
Why?
A president.
Why in Lilith's name would I ever know that?
I'm like on at least one newspaper, and that was because we streaked on the White House lawn. So, like, maybe you should consider your tone when you're talking to celebrity. Yeah.
everybody here has their specialities and abilities for this. Please, I'll gesture for Sabrina to sit, and I have a cup of coffee that is already there because I expected her to be drunk showing up.
Her specialty is streaking?
No. Would you care to join us?
I'm here.
Very well.
Hey, why are you tugging at your shoulder? Are you like a secret agent?
There's
Is
a
it like a
spider on
mage
your
thing?
shoulder.
Yes to both of those. I would like for everybody to be able to meet each other in more direct fashion. So, and I'll put my hand to the shoulder so that I can bring the spider more centered
At the
if
table,
she allows.
sit her at
If,
the
yeah,
table. Yeah.
if she allows it.
Yes.
Say, you 3 are unique individuals that normally my division would view as deviants. However, we have special need for the diversity of ability that would be available to us between, and I will just gesture them, between a vampire, an Ananasi spider shifter, and a fae.
Oh, that's what you are. Oh
Yeah.
God. I remember once I would be able to see right through it, and now I can't. I hate relearning
Yeah, it's because you're a
magic.
nasty old bitch.
I can't say that's wrong.
Okay, I kind of like you. That's kind of cool, actually. I'm Sabrina. It's so nice to meet you, actually.
Casimir, charmed.
I am Muffet. I am a spider.
Did
You are. You're like a special spider.
did you name
Yes.
yourself, or did someone have some kind of cruel joke on you when they named you?
I named myself. I read it in a book.
Ah, say no more.
Thank you, all 3 of you, for agreeing to come here and accept this mission. It is very non-standard for my division, as I previously mentioned, but there is potentiality for, if this goes well, further tasks which can net further benefits for each of you. We have discussed to some degree or another benefits that each of you wish to acquire for this, and the technocratic order is willing to provide. We have a bit of an issue in the city right now. There is there's a smattering of vampires who are using a tainted type of blood to open the eyes of the what we would call sleepers, the generic individual, making them aware of the existence of everything that is actually going
Muffet
on.
raises a hand.
I just see the one little leg go up.
One
Yes.
little leg. And just to confirm, this is not my friend the vampire or the nasty bitch vampire here?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
That's Mr. Nasty Bitch to you.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Nasty Bitch. I am Muffet. I'm a spider.
I see that, darling. So, oh God. It almost now I'm a little rusty on some of vampire politics, but it sounds like thin blood alchemical nonsense.
I'm not extraordinarily versed with the ins and outs of vampiric clans and divisions, but I do know that you all want to keep your identities a bit more secretive so as to not alert the general public, such as organizations like my own or ones over in the Holy See.
Oh yeah, no, oh man, priests and me, we've got a history. It's not great. I wouldn't like any more priests to come into our city, actually. And not after I've made such fun friends. Because, like, oh my God, this is almost like a coffee date, but like we're friends.
I know, and with vampires such as these distributing the material that they are here, it changes the dynamic in the city. And suddenly, those friends that you've made, Miss Moore, are going to know what you are.
Oh my God, that bitch Kennedy would definitely use it to try to upseat my position as president of Alpha Delta Delta Phi. That would. Okay, I
For
know.
starters.
What do we have to do?
We are going to locate and solve this issue with this group of vampires. I believe they belong to the Anarch Division. Mr. Gavon, is that correct? Is that the
Of
division
course,
name?
there are anarchs. Honestly, I would imagine that was something a Sabbat would do, but I wouldn't be surprised if the anarchs thought, free, free the veil. Let's give everybody a taste of everything, and then all of the food just starts screaming every day.
That seems to be par for the course for what's going on here. So we're going to locate and solve this issue with them. Now, my superiors would be more than happy for us to simply dispatch the vampires at hand, which you could all benefit the organization with your unique skills in doing so. Your ability to tap in and trick the mind's eye, your animalistic veracity, your unique knowledge of vampiric magics. And you hear like almost a vocal dip in the word magic.
Ah, yes, I understand. It's crude and exhausting to do magic. I remember uh, don't get me started. It's fine.
Man,
Now,
it sucks to be dead. Magic's great for me. I like to just boink someone and everyone's happy. The dreaming's pleased. I guess that's why you needed me.
to say the least. Now, as mentioned, my superiors would be perfectly satisfied if we simply dispatch the ones causing this. I would like to take things a step further if we can. If we're able to destroy the product that they're pushing and in any way locate where it's coming from, figure out how they are making this or distributing this, we could solve a large scale problem that could be very detrimental to everybody here at the table. should this get out.
Well,
Oh,
if we could ever get a sample, I could probably figure out how they make it. I was a doctor once. Probably
Wonderful.
I could be again if I felt like it.
a mystery like Junie B. Jones. My daughter loves that book.
Exactly
I
like
mean, you're
that.
both really smart people. You're like book smart. But here's the thing, I'm street smart. That's what my advisor says. That's why I was going into social work. I think we find out where their dealers are. And because, again, I have great tits and a really great personality, I could get a sample and then you guys could do your weird, sad, emo magic on it. And then we can kill them all. I did this thing right once. Like, I tried to tie up a guy with grapevines, but I got too excited and he's fixated. But that's no big deal. So, like, when do we start?
Preferably as soon as possible, if everybody is amenable to that. Miss Muffet, the babysitter, is happy to hold post in the meantime until your friend gets
Understandable.
back.
I should verify I do not know magic, but I assume I am here because you, all three of you, are very squishy, and I am not. Correct?
Just to say the least.
I haven't fought in 5 decades, so yes.
I mean, I pull the girl's hair out during a fight.
Your social inclinations and aptitudes are going to be very beneficial here, Miss Moore.
My God, thank you. You're so nice to me.
Motherless behavior.
I like them, I think. You, I'm still working on. He points the guy, but these two,
Wonderful.
maybe it'll work.
Wonderful. That was the big hurdle that I was concerned about. But in the meantime, let's see what we can get started. And Storyteller, I would like to open my laptop and using a combination of abilities, I want to see if I can start getting a trace on where we can find a dealing point for
Okay.
this.
Give me a. It's computer, right?
Yes.
So let's go with a intelligence and computer roll
All right.
to
And barring that,
access the
I'm going to do
mainframe.
magic about it.
Access the technocracy mainframe. Hacksaws.
Do I have set difficulty or is it just a standard one?
It's a set difficulty, so it'd be 6. Yeah.
Cool. I got a 9 and an 8.
Okay. Let's see. So it would be. Nine and 8. Yeah, you'd be able to be. There's a house that is not quite in. It's not quite in the like good part of the suburbs. It's probably like lower middle class. That seems to be where a lot of the traffic with regards to this particular blip is coming from.
Fantastic. So after pulling this up and looking through this, I will share the findings with the group, saying, I found a location of where we might be able to start the first phase of this with Miss Moore acquiring a sample.
Wow,
My
nice
thought,
house.
my thought is that we could go there, hang back, let Miss Moore work her magic, and once she acquires the tainted blood, Mr. Gavon, you can test it out, see if you can figure out what's being made with it, what's happening with it, and then we can go into phase 2, which is just eliminating the problem altogether.
I should go with the president so that she does not get assassinated.
That would be wonderful, Miss Muffet. Thank you.
Oh my God, Muffet, that's so nice. You guys are like already such good friends of mine. I'm gonna have to like write you in my will. You're honorary sorority sisters. All of you now. We're all Alpha Delta Delta Di Pi
That's
sisters now.
amazing.
I've never been in a sorority before.
I ate all of my sisters.
Good for you,
Right.
darling.
We're
Yeah,
gonna get along
love
great.
wins.
Mhm. Shall we?
Before we start, what is Sabrina wearing? Is it Sabrina? Am I stupid?
No, it's Sabrina.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, yes. Sabrina, she has come in wearing a tight yellow clubbing dress, and over that she has thrown a jean jacket. She's about as basic bitch as you can get.
Oh, good. So he's gonna lean over to her and say, Sabrina, darling, I love when people manipulate men. So, do you want to make this a wet dress contest or not?
I mean, like, yeah, but shit, I left my thongs in my suitcase.
N n I can, I can, I can make it rain. It's fine.
Oh my God, I have a sugar daddy now. Man, today just keeps getting better. Let's get
That
going. Come
that
on, we
is
have to go
not what's
shopping.
happening. That is
Come
not
on,
what's
sugar daddy,
happening.
let's go. I just drag
Oh,
your arm out the
oh
restaurant.
Lord.
I
I
will-
meant literal rain. I can make the sky water.
I will pick up Muffet. The original plan was going to be to put Muffet immediately onto Sabrina, but the moment Casimir starts talking about rain, I remember the children's song and I just keep Muffet in my hand until we are there.
And on that note, it's time to take a bit of a break. So come back in about 7 minutes, everybody, and we'll see what happens when they make it to the building, area, house thing that they're going to. All right.